You're not here by accident. You've come seeking something deeper, something real. Most men wander through life lost in a haze of mediocrity, chasing fleeting desires, never truly understanding what makes a man truly irresistible. They think it's about looks, wealth, superficial charm, but believe me, those are mere distractions. The true high-value traits that women truly can't resist are the ones no one talks about, the ones that define a man's character, the ones that set him apart from the noise. If you're serious about unlocking the highest form of attraction, if you're ready to become a man who is more than just a shadow of others, you must embody traits that are rare, traits that demand respect. This isn't for the faint of heart. If you want to be the man women are irresistibly drawn to, then listen closely until the very end. Because we are about to reveal the high-value traits no woman can resist in a man. Are you ready? If so, let's begin. Confidence. Let's confront the truth. Without it, you're invisible. You can possess wealth, looks, intelligence, but if you lack that commanding presence, you'll never truly hold her attention, or anyone else's for that matter. Confidence isn't an option. It's a necessity. It's the unshakable belief that you are enough, that no one's approval is required for you to stand tall. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire with this mindset. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Are you wasting time, or are you becoming? Women don't just notice confidence, they feel it. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way you hold your gaze, the unwavering strength in your voice when you speak your truth. Confidence is primal. It signals dominance, stability, leadership, qualities hardwired into their psychology. If you don't possess it, they will look elsewhere. Believe me, they always do. But here's the brutal reality. Many men fake it. They puff up their chests, throw around bravado, hoping no one notices their fragile core. Let me tell you something harsh. True confidence cannot be faked. It's born in discomfort, forged in discipline, and solidified through action. It's built when you refuse to quit, when you overcome failure, when you show up for yourself every single day. Without that foundation, any facade you create will crumble the moment it's tested. Ask yourself, do you move through life as if you own your destiny, or are you tiptoeing, afraid of being judged? The difference isn't talent or luck, it's mindset. Confidence is knowing that no one can give or take your worth because it's rooted in your core. It's not loud, it doesn't beg for attention. It's the steady flame that burns within, impossible to extinguish. And if you're waiting for permission to start, here it is. Stop waiting. You don't need validation from anyone, not her, not society, not your past. A high-value man doesn't wait for the stars to align. He moves boldly through life, knowing the only approval he needs is his own. Now ask yourself, are you that man yet? If not, what's stopping you? Empathetic listening. Let's get one thing straight. Most men don't listen. They tolerate noise, nod along, and wait for their turn to speak. Then they wonder why women pull away, why they're labeled emotionally unavailable. Here's the harsh truth. If you can't truly listen, you're just another forgettable face in a sea of mediocrity. Empathetic listening isn't passive, it's an act of strength. It's not just hearing her words, it's understanding her emotions, her unspoken fears, her hidden desires. Women crave this connection more than anything else. Believe me, she will choose the man who listens deeply over the one who only talks about himself every single time. It's biological. Women are wired to seek emotional safety, and if you can't provide it, she'll look for someone who can. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Yet most men live as if they have 2 mouths and no ears, too busy talking to ever truly understand. Don't be that man. When you listen, truly listen, you separate yourself from 99% of men who are too self-absorbed to care. You show her that you're not just present physically, but emotionally, and that's rare, that's irresistible. Now, let me be harsh for a moment. If you can't master this skill, you'll always be a step behind. She'll confide in someone else, connect with someone else, and eventually choose someone else. Listening isn't a skill, it's a survival tool in the game of relationships. Chivalrous manners. Let's not sugarcoat this. Most men today have forgotten how to be men. They've abandoned the strength and grace that define true masculinity. For centuries, chivalry wasn't just a concept, it was a way of life. And in this modern world, where such qualities are rare, rarity is power. When you hold the door, walk on the side closest to the street, or stand when she enters the room, you're sending a clear message: I am not like the rest. And trust me, women notice. Chivalry isn't about impressing her, it's about respect. Respect for her, and for yourself. Alexander the Great once said, I am indebted to my father for living, but to my teacher for living well. What are your values, the principles you choose to live by? Chivalry isn't weakness, it's a reflection of strength so unshakable that you can afford to show kindness without losing your edge. But here's the harsh reality. Some of you think chivalry makes you a nice guy. You've been lied to. Women don't reject kindness. They reject men who are kind because they lack a backbone. If you think opening a door or paying for dinner entitles you to her affection, you're not chivalrous, you're manipulative. Chivalry is selfless. It's doing the right thing because it's who you are, not because of what you expect in return. Ask yourself, when was the last time you acted with honor simply because it was the right thing to do? When was the last time you stood firm, not because someone was watching, but because your values demanded it? Chivalry is a dying art because most men are too weak to embody it. They think vulnerability is dangerous, that kindness makes them soft. But here's the truth, kindness without weakness is lethal. It's the mark of a man who can protect and cherish simultaneously. Believe me, women crave this balance. It's wired into their psychology to seek a man who can lead without dominance, care without submission. The chivalrous man doesn't just stand out, he becomes unforgettable. Sense of humor. Let's face it, if you can't make her laugh, you'll never make her stay. Women are drawn to humor like moths to a flame, not because it's cute, but because it's powerful. A sharp sense of humor doesn't just entertain, it disarms, intrigues, and captivates. It shows her you're not rattled by life's chaos, but you can stand in the storm and smile. And believe me, that's irresistible. But let me be harsh, most men get this wrong. They confuse humor with clowning. They crack desperate jokes, try too hard to be funny, and end up embarrassing themselves. Real humor isn't forced, it's effortless. It's the wit that comes from confidence, the charm that stems from intelligence. Women can smell insecurity and forced humor a mile away, and if your jokes are a mask for self-doubt, she'll lose respect faster than you can blink. Look at the great leaders of history, Marcus Aurelius, for example. In his writings, he acknowledged life's absurdities with a calm, knowing perspective. He wasn't bitter, he was amused. Humor, at its core, is stoic. It's the ability to laugh at life, to show that no challenge, no failure, no obstacle can shake your resolve. When you embody this, you're not just funny, you're magnetic. And here's a psychological truth you need to hear. Humor creates emotional bonds. When you make her laugh, you're not just entertaining her, you're creating moments she'll replay in her mind long after you're gone. Laughter triggers dopamine, the feel-good chemical, and guess what? She'll associate that feeling with you. But if your humor is crude, overbearing, or comes at someone else's expense, you'll achieve the opposite, disgust instead of attraction. So ask yourself, is your humor a reflection of your strength, or is it a shield for your insecurities? Do you use it to connect, or to cover up? Women don't want a jester, they want a king who can lighten the weight of the world with a single clever remark. If you can master this balance, you'll be unforgettable. But if you can't, then let me be honest, you'll fade into the background like so many others who never understood the true power of a genuine laugh. But understanding humor is only one piece of the puzzle. True strength, true irresistibility, that comes from facing your shadows and emerging stronger. It's about becoming more than you are. Are you ready to rise to the challenge? Because the path to true strength is rarely easy. You will face challenges, obstacles, moments that will test you to your limits. But remember this, I have faced far greater threats, endured far greater pain, and I emerged victorious. It's not about the power you're given, but the power you create within yourself. It's about facing your own shadows, confronting your own weaknesses, and emerging stronger than before. It's a constant battle, a never-ending climb, but the view from the top is worth the struggle. This journey, it's not just about attracting someone else's attention. It's about proving to yourself what you are capable of. It's about becoming the master of your own destiny. So I ask you, are you ready to face what lies ahead? Are you ready to seize your power? Then, arise. Rise above your limitations. Rise above the expectations of others. Rise above the doubts that plague your mind. Arise and become the man you were always meant to be. The man who stands unwavering in the face of adversity. The man who commands respect, not by begging for it, but by embodying it. The man who is truly, undeniably, irresistible.